Chosen one, from lack to luxury, it starts now. This isn't a coincidence, it's a divine alignment. If you're watching this, you're on the brink of a transformation so monumental, your future self will thank you. The days of surviving are over. The days of barely getting by, of hoping for scraps, of tolerating mediocrity, they've been numbered and sealed behind you. The energy of lack that once clouded your life is lifting. You're stepping into a new chapter, a new flow, a new divine restoration frequency. A divine declaration has gone forth. Luxury is now the language of your life. But let's be clear, this isn't about materialism for the sake of status. This is about divine restoration. This is about you being elevated to an environment that matches your inner royalty. You've always been rich in spirit, always carried depth, brilliance, and unmatched light. Now, the world around you will begin to reflect what's already true within you. This is the divine law of the internal shifts first, and the external must respond. That's what's happening now. Before we continue, make sure you stay with this video until the end. Something special is being released into your life through these words. Type your warmest wishes and 777 in the comments to energize your vision and activate the universe's response. Let your desires vibrate into reality. Let this video be your confirmation. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's continue. The end of a limiting mindset. You may not even realize how much lack has shaped your perspective, how often you've settled, how many times you've counted yourself out before even trying, how frequently you've braced for disappointment because you were too used to hearing no. But here's what you need to know: that mindset is breaking. That cycle is ending. That season is over. You are not meant to live in survival mode. You are not created to keep your light dim so others can feel comfortable in their smallness. You were born to rise, and that rise begins now. You're entering a phase where things will start to feel different, not because you've changed who you are, but because you're finally remembering it. You've endured just enough contrast to appreciate what's coming. You've cried just enough silent tears to deserve the overflow. Every not yet, every delay, every door that wouldn't open, those weren't punishments. They were setups. They were aligning you with the exact right time, the exact right path, the exact right blessing. And this is the moment. You're moving from barely enough to more than enough, from overlooked to undeniable, from wishing to receiving, from hustling for scraps to walking into rooms where you are celebrated without lifting a finger. You will no longer be the one carrying the burden while others reap the reward. This is divine compensation, and it doesn't just happen randomly. It happens when heaven decides it's your time, and heaven has made a decision. It starts now. How this shift happens, you may be wondering. How can this shift happen so suddenly? Because when spiritual alignment locks in, time becomes irrelevant. Manifestation doesn't obey the rules of logic. It obeys the rules of vibration. You're vibrating differently now. You're radiating an energy of receptivity, power, trust, and readiness. And when that frequency goes out into the universe answers with miracles. Not someday, not eventually, but now. There will be signs. There will be synchronicities, a sudden financial break, a divine opportunity, a shift in how people treat you, a phone call that opens a door, a check you didn't expect, a conversation that redirects your life. Don't brush any of it off as random. It's not random, it's confirmation. You've entered a season where blessings come looking for you. You're no longer chasing, you're attracting. The beauty of this shift is that it's not conditional. It's not based on whether people approve of you. It's not tied to your past mistakes. It's not limited by where you come from, what you've experienced, or what others think is realistic. This shift is between you and the divine, and because it is spiritual, no earthly force can stop it. Not now, not anymore. You were not created to beg. You were not designed to struggle endlessly. You were made to overflow, to inspire, to walk in luxury, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. That means peace is now yours. That means joy is now yours. That means stability, beauty, and harmony are now yours. You've outgrown your former limits. Your reality must now catch up with the size of your spirit. Embracing your new reality, there will be people who won't recognize you in this new season. Some will question how you rose so quickly. Others will try to remind you of who you used to be. But don't shrink, don't explain, don't apologize. Their confusion is not your burden. You are not the person you were during your season of lack. You have been transformed by fire, and those who rise from fire carry the kind of favor that can't be explained. Your life is going to start looking like ease, not because you've become lazy, but because you've become aligned. You're no longer going to grind your spirit into the ground, trying to earn your worth. You already are worthy, and because you've accepted that truth, luxury must meet you. Doors will open without you knocking. People will bless you without you asking. The world will respond to the energy you now carry. This is the season where your name is being whispered in rooms of opportunity, where your ideas will magnetize resources, where your very presence shifts the atmosphere. You've cried enough. You've doubted enough. You've waited long enough. The gates are open. The windows of heaven are pouring out for you. Don't be surprised when it starts in the smallest of ways: a conversation, a compliment, a shift in mood, a sudden peace. That's how the energy moves. First subtly, but then it expands, it multiplies, it compounds. Before you know it, you'll be standing in places you used to dream about, wearing what you couldn't afford, living what you used to only see in your mind. That is the power of luxury after lack. It reintroduces you to the fullness of life. The divine law of abundance. You've crossed the threshold, chosen one. There's no going back now. You've already shifted frequencies, and life has no choice but to catch up. You're walking through doors that once felt bolted shut. You're seeing through eyes that no longer believe in limits. Your spirit is standing taller, rooted deeper, reaching wider. Everything around you is responding to this new version of you, and the response is abundance. The old version of you, the one who accepted the bare minimum, who adjusted to delay, who normalized disappointment, that version is dissolving. It no longer serves you. You're not who you were, and you're not where you've been. You are becoming more than what anyone expected, even more than you expected of yourself. And that's the miracle. You are stepping into overflow, not because you forced it, but because you aligned with it. This transition is not about pretending to be rich. It's about remembering you already are. You were born with value that cannot be priced. Your energy is your currency. Your faith is your investment. Your vision is your treasure. And now those internal riches are materializing into physical ones. You are magnetic. Money is finding you. Resources are circling you. People are aligning with you. Not because you're chasing them, but because you are becoming magnetic. Luxury is not just about things. It's about experiences, the luxury of peace, the luxury of waking up without fear, the luxury of knowing your bills are paid and your future is funded, the luxury of choosing joy without guilt. That kind of wealth, soul, deep spirit-backed and God-confirmed, is yours now. When royalty remembers its crown, the reason it's flowing so freely is because you finally stopped resisting your own power. You stopped asking for permission to live well. You stopped playing small to make others comfortable. You stopped trying to prove your worth through endless effort. And because of that, the universe has responded. It has taken its cue from you. You said yes to abundance, and abundance said, "I'm on my way." Not in pieces, not in bits, but in waves. You'll notice the shift first in your inner world. Your thoughts are changing. Your choices are changing. Your boundaries are changing. You don't tolerate the same chaos. You don't linger in confusion. You don't entertain lack-based conversations. You no longer explain your standards. That's what happens when royalty remembers its crown. It stops apologizing for wanting more. Your surroundings will catch up. Your home will reflect the wealth of your soul. Your relationships will rise to meet your new energy. Your income will increase, not because you're chasing it, but because you've aligned with a version of yourself who already has it. That version of you always existed. You're just catching up to it now. You're not manifesting something outside of yourself. You're unfolding the truth that was always buried within. The next few weeks will bring proof. Out of nowhere, someone will offer help. An opportunity will appear that seems custom-built for you. An old worry will resolve without explanation. You'll feel protected, prioritized, pursued by the divine. This isn't random, this is restoration. This is repayment. This is your spiritual inheritance being cashed in. Your inevitable elevation. And hear this, chosen one. You do not owe anyone an apology for upgrading. You do not owe the past your loyalty. You do not owe the unhealed their comfort. You've paid your dues. You've stayed faithful in famine. You've honored your spirit even when everything screamed at you to give up. You have earned this new chapter with the currency of your patience and pain. That's why this luxury is not shallow, it's sacred. You will be tempted to shrink. Don't. You will be tempted to delay. Don't. You will be tempted to downplay your blessings so others don't feel left out. Don't. You are not responsible for how others perceive your glow. You are responsible for shining anyway, because your light is not just for you. It's a signal to others that rising is possible. You will begin to notice how differently you're treated. Where once you were ignored, now you'll be celebrated. Where you were dismissed, now you'll be consulted. Where you were passed over, now you'll be pursued, because the universe always honors those who honor themselves, and you, chosen one, have chosen to honor who you are becoming. There is no more room for the poverty mindset. You are not poor. You were never poor. Your bank account may have looked one way, but your spirit has always been overflowing. You've been abundant the whole time. It just took this moment in time to unlock it. This is not about ego. This is about embodiment. You are embodying what it means to be wealthy in every dimension of life. An activation season. Prepare for things to move quickly now. Delays will clear. Confusion will lift. Clarity will arrive. The right people will find you. The right rooms will invite you. You will not need to hustle for a seat at the table. Your presence will build new tables. And when you sit, you'll do so knowing you belong. There will be no imposter syndrome in this season. You've earned every inch of your elevation. You will wake up one day soon and realize it happened. The life you prayed for is the one you're living. The peace you used to imagine is the calm that greets you every morning. The bank balance you visualized is now on your screen. The opportunities you journaled about are now knocking on your door. This is not luck. This is divine law fulfilling itself through you. You are now operating under a different spiritual economy. The system that once dictated your limitations, your delays, your doubts, it no longer has authority over you. The lack was never your destiny. It was a temporary teacher, a purifier, a spiritual detox. It showed you what you are not so you could remember what you truly are. And now the moment has arrived where you are no longer being prepared for luxury. You are experiencing it. You're not fantasizing anymore. You're receiving. Your feet are being placed in rooms you couldn't access before. Your spirit has already unlocked doors your mind is just beginning to process. You're catching up with your future, and it's welcoming you like royalty. There's a difference in your stride, a calm in your voice, a knowing in your eyes. You don't panic when things shift anymore. Because you've learned luxury doesn't mean chaos-free. It means protected through the chaos. The external can't shake you anymore, because abundance is no longer something you pursue. It's something you embody. You've stopped leaking energy. That's why you feel more magnetic. Your aura is no longer scattered trying to please, prove, or persuade. You're focused, you're aligned, you're refined. And from that energy, all things flow toward you, not because you're manipulating reality, but because you've surrendered to the truth. You are worthy of overflow. The upgrade has begun. The money is coming easier, not just because of action, but because of alignment. You're no longer planting seeds in the wrong soil. You're no longer investing your time into people who don't see you. You've pulled back your energy from the draining, the ungrateful, the confused, and the result is power, unshakable, grounded power. The kind of power that attracts opportunities without begging. The kind of power that commands without noise. Look around. Your environment will begin to shift to accommodate your new level. You'll start decluttering. You'll release what no longer mirrors your future. Your taste will evolve. Your vision board will update itself. You'll no longer feel connected to what once comforted you in lack. You'll crave peace over performance, simplicity over struggle, excellence over effort. Luxury is not about excess, it's about ease. You'll realize that you don't need 100 steps, you need one right step, divinely led. You'll stop running in circles and start walking in straight lines. This is the upgrade, not just in your surroundings, but in your decision-making. You'll move with clarity. You'll speak with conviction. You'll choose with confidence. No more hesitation. No more second-guessing. No more delay. You are in an activation season. Things will accelerate. Blessings will collide. Prayers will manifest mid-sentence. Provision will arrive before you can worry. It won't make sense to others, but it doesn't need to. This path was never about making sense. It was about making miracles. Chosen one, your ability to rest is a sign of your transformation. You're no longer frantic. You're no longer chasing. You're not grasping or striving. You're sitting in certainty. And that posture is calling in blessings you used to sweat for. The inner calm you now carry is more powerful than any amount of hustle. You've tapped into supernatural supply. You've plugged into divine provision, and it's real. People will begin to say you've changed. Let them, because you have. You've outgrown survival mode. You've dropped the identity that was built on pain. You've released the narrative that said, "This is just how it is." Remember, that was never your full story. That was the first chapter, not the final one. And this new chapter, it's all about luxury on every level. Luxury of thought, luxury of time, luxury of freedom, luxury of peace. You now value your energy like treasure. You're no longer accessible to every draining situation. Your spirit has become selective, and that's why you're elevating. Not because of ego, but because of evolution. Your finances are responding to this change. Your business is responding. Your relationships are responding. Even your body is responding. You feel lighter. You breathe deeper. You smile without explanation. This is abundance. It is healing you. It is filling in the cracks of your past. It is making you whole in ways you didn't know were broken. Don't rush this phase. Enjoy it. Soak in the blessings. Celebrate the little luxuries, the coffee that tastes better, the space in your schedule, the moment of unexpected kindness. These are not small. These are signals, clues from the universe, evidence that you're aligned, that you're exactly where you're supposed to be, and more is coming. You haven't even touched the surface yet. This luxury you're feeling, it's the introduction, the sample, the trailer before the full movie of your life plays out. There are still surprises waiting, still gifts being wrapped in the spirit for you, still opportunities hidden in plain sight, and all of it is moving closer to you as you sit deeper in faith.